In the heart of the Shadowlands, where the moon never sets, one name commanded the silence of the dead: Skeletrius Putrius. He was a sovereign of bone, a king who had built an empire from the remnants of the fallen, surveying his gloomy, majestic kingdom. But a king's peace is bought with blood and steel. To expand his reign, he led his legions into the deepest, most dangerous territories. The moonlit forests belonged to the werewolves, savage beasts of fur and fang. Skeletrius met their rage with the cold precision of the grave. Victory followed victory. But in the furthest reaches of the desolate, rocky wasteland, he discovered something he never expected. There, huddling in the shadows of ancient stone, were the Ossium Putridum skeletons with eyes that burned with a haunting, ethereal blue light. They were outcasts, banished long ago, yet they possessed a strength that mirrored Skeletrius' own. Their leader stood forward, unblinking. The air crackled with tension. In that silent stare-down, both leaders realized that only one could truly rule these dark lands. What followed was the 17-Year War, a conflict that tore across mountains, plains, and valleys, as bone struck bone in a cycle of endless combat. But while the ground was stained with the dust of battle, the sky began to change. In high towers, skeletal scholars noticed a terrifying omen. The sun, once a distant warmth, was flickering. A total solar eclipse was approaching, but it carried a lethal celestial weight. The scholars warned of the populous eclipse Solus the Sun Army, radiant warriors of fire who would descend to purge the world of darkness. Recognizing the common threat, Skeletrius sent a message of peace. On a neutral battlefield, the two rivals met one final time. They lowered their weapons. With a firm handshake, the feud was buried and the largest undead army in history was forged. Then, the sky turned pitch black. The stars vanished and the populous eclipse Solus descended like falling fire from the heavens. The Sun Army was blinding, their solar armor burning with a heat that threatened to turn bone into ash. They struck with celestial fury. The skeletons fought back with ancient weapons and high-tech bone gadgets, but the sheer power of the sun was overwhelming. Seeing their troops waver, Skeletrius and his new brother stood together on a ridge, their voices booming across the battlefield. Their words were infused with magic, reigniting the spirits of the dead. "We do not crumble," they roared. "We endure." With a unified roar, the two factions charged as one. A tide of shadow and blue flame crashed against the Golden Warriors. The clash was cataclysmic. Light and shadow exploded in a final, climactic confrontation that shook the very foundations of the world. The Sun Army shattered. Their golden light dissipated into the dark air, leaving the world in a peaceful twilight calm. Skeletrius and the leader of the Ossium Putridum stood side by side, no longer rivals, but brothers in arms. Their combined empire flourished, a testament to the power of unity over division. A new era of glory had begun. Years later, a towering golden statue was raised, depicting the two heroes who saved the darkness from the blinding sun. As the sun sets behind their stone likeness, their legend remains a saga of war, betrayal, and an eternal, unbreakable alliance.